and incorporated by the Parliament in 1976, is involved in human resource management education for the HR fraternity managerial community in the country and for those aspiring students who wish to embark on the profession of human resource management. The Chartered Institute of Personnel and Development, United Kingdom, is a professional association for human resource management professionals. Headquartered in England, the organization was founded in 1913 and it is the world's oldest association in its field and has over 150,000 members internationally working across private, public and voluntary sectors. CIPM Sri Lanka and CIPD UK continuously work towards delivering eminent professional education while nurturing and generating prominent professionals for the fraternity. And the strategic partnership of CIPM Sri Lanka becoming a CIPD Approved Center emphasize that our motives as professional institute focused in people development only aims at one thing. That is to be the guiding forces in developing the global people profession through creating a community of universally trusted and valued people professionals. So now to proceed with the event, I invite you all to rise for the National Anthem of Sri Lanka, National Anthem of United Kingdom, followed by the CIPM theme song.
Sri Lanka Mata, Apa Sri Lanka, Namo 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 Mata, Sundara Sri Baini, Surati Sopaman Lanka, Danya Danya Vikamal Bharatul Biri Jaya Bhumi Ramya. Apahat Sapasiri Siddha Sadhana, Jivanaye Mata, Tiriganu Mena Apava, Ki Puja, Namo Namo Mata, Apa Sri Lanka, Namo 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 Mata, Ubave Apya, Ubame Apasatya, Ubave Apashakti, Apahat Bhalavakti, Upapaloke, Apage Anukane, Apajivanave, Apamuktiya Upave, Navajivane Tina Apapudu Karankrata, Jnana Veera Vadavani Ragina Yanu Mena Jaya Bhumi Karata, Ikkamavake Daru Jaya Bhavina, Yamu Yamu Vino Kama, Prema Vada Samaveda Duralada, Namo Namo Mata, Apa Sri Lanka, Namo 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 Mata. සකල දේශයම ජය නරනම් අභිමානයකින් ඉදිරියටම යන CIPM සමදා මුරැඳින ආරකින් දිවිදී සුපි සුමදවනි නිනිසයි අත් අගයත් යවසායයින් රජමෙන සිරිමේ නිරුනින් නිරුනින් නිරමුණගෙන Yarayin sihi parikar samar amrati diri degunamani anadi sevare romani adat adat sabda jabenu CIPM shall excel, flying the flag of splendor through our realm. Nadam, siren, nadam, silik, on rising, urepo, namam. Manav sampad agadan pankar, sakala deshayam, jaya nadam. Abhimanayakin ඉදිරියටම යන CIPM සමදා මුරැඳින අභිමානයකින් ඉදිරියටම යන CIPM සමදා මුරැඳින
Thank you everyone. Now let me invite Dr. Neil Bohogalanda, Council Member and the Chairman of Professional and Academic Affairs Committee, CIPM Sri Lanka, to welcome the gathering.
Good afternoon, CIPM Sri Lanka. Good morning, CIPD UK. It is indeed a great pleasure and an honor to stand in front of you to warmly welcome all of you for this historic event. This historic event started about 3 years ago. I very vividly remember the starting of this process, and I would like to start this speech by mentioning the name of Mr. Peter Cheese with great gratitude for readily accepting the request made by immediate past President, Mr. Dhammika Fernando, to consider as an approved CIPM Sri Lanka to be an approved center of CIPD UK, as well as CQHRM qualification of CIPM Sri Lanka to be an accredited program of CIPD UK. When this process started, we immediately got on to the mapping of the program in order to be to expedite the process. But it was the time of CIPD UK process mapping, curriculum revision, and we had to be satisfied with process mapping at that stage. And after a patient wait for about an year, it was our turn of part of being a continuous improvement of quality standards. It was our turn to improve change of curriculum of CIPM Sri Lanka. Mr. President, Jayantha Amarasinghe and immediate past President, Mr. Dhammika Fernando, cared very little about it and kept putting pressure on me and my committee to expedite the process. Mr. President, thank you very much for all the support and encouragement. And we managed to complete this project with immense support from very many people, which will be covered by Mr. Krishanto Besekara during his vote of thanks. But I would like to specially mention the support and encouragement of Mr. Jayantha Amarasinghe, President CIPM, for all your support and encouragement and regular follow-up on completing this project, Mr. President. Victoria Winkler, thank you very much for all your support. If not for your support, we would have been able to complete this task so early. And Charlotte Cope as the main contact point was an immense strength to CEO CIPM, Mr. Obesekara, Mr. Veeratunga, and the team of CIPM in order to complete this task. Aruna, thank you very much. You did a wonderful job in smoothly facilitating this process. And mutual benefits to CIPM Sri Lanka and CIPD UK with this formalization of accredited center and accreditation of CQHRM program will be immense. And I could consider all members of CIPM Sri Lanka and also the students and students to be in future to be fortunate of following a program formally accredited by CIPD UK, and your opportunities for personal growth as well as professional growth will be immense. With that note, I thank Mr. President for giving me the opportunity and the confidence placed on carrying on this duty to the committee, and wish the formal agreement CIPD UK and CIPM Sri Lanka will go from strength to strength. Thank you very much.
Thank you very much, sir, for your warm opening remarks. Now I invite Mr. Jayantha Amarasinghe, President of CIPM Sri Lanka, to address the gathering.
Good morning, members who are joining from UK, and good afternoon, all members joining from CIPM Sri Lanka. Ms. Peter Chase, Chief Executive Officer, Chartered Institute of Personnel and Development UK, Ms. Victoria Winkler, Director Professional Development, CIPD UK, Charlotte Cope, Lead Center and Students Partnership Officer, CIPD UK, my colleagues of the Council, CIPM Sri Lanka, and also Dr. Neil, Chairman, Professional and Academic Affairs Committee, and CEO, Mr. Obesekara, and Director, Mr. Veeratunga, and all head of the departments of CIPM Sri Lanka, and other staff, ladies and gentlemen. It is with great pleasure to address this forum today to witness this moment of the momentous occasion of signing this agreement with CIPD UK for a collaboration of conducting or educating human resource management principles in the world. So this understanding and the memorandum, very clearly it has been recognized, the CIPM as the accredited approved CIPD center, as well as the CQHRM of our institute has been accredited as the approved qualification for CIPD membership. So those are the bigger and the main two conditions that we are going to agree upon today and exchange our agreements and the memorandum of understanding. It comes to my mind that CIPD UK, they started 1913, and when it was started in 1913, the association was Welfare Workers Association. I think Mr. Peter and Charlotte and also our Victoria Winkler will tell us more on this collaboration when it was 1913. Of course, even though we were not there, Welfare Workers Association. And looking at the way this institute has performed in UK, year 2000, they became the Chartered Institute of Personal and Development UK. That's how they became Chartered Institute of Personal and Development. Since then, almost 100 years of championing better work and working lives today. I think Charlotte and Victoria will evidence it that how they have been performing since then as the world recognized chartered body in this market. And as Vasana mentioned that 160,000 members, it's a very big body in this world. And also, as I said, 1913 is the welfare movement. And then they became a labor management movement. And then the personal and development. So when it comes to, in the current context, they are saying that championing better work and working lives. You can see the history of transformation, history of glory, how they have performed and how they have given the credibility, how they have earned the credibility from the market. So that has been one of the main reasons that CIPM Sri Lanka, the council and all these past presidents and the council members who have been in the council in the past and also in the current council, they realize, yes, we need to start the collaboration as soon as possible because CIPD UK is the world body and we know very well that CIPM Sri Lanka, which has been established by an Act of Parliament in 1976. And also, similarly, CIPD became a chartered institute in 2000, year 2000. We became the chartered institute 2018. So these two brothers are going on the same track with the same purpose. So that may be second reasons for us to get this marriage. So today we are going to sign and give that, total clearance for this memorandum of understanding for us to work together for the same purpose and to achieve the same set of objectives where the both institutes are looking for from this market as well as from the world. So this is undoubtedly is important. It's a global collaboration and CIPM relationship. I can remember Mr. Chris Obesekar reminded me that started with the historical beginning when in the year 2000, Mr. Jeff Armstrong, he represented CIPD UK at our conference, National HR Conference. That also happened in year 2000. So these are coming together. The signing of this agreement between CIPD UK and CIPM Sri Lanka is historic, considering the fact that our premier chartered qualification in the country and our institute are accredited by CIPD UK, as I said at the beginning. In this connection, I thank Mr. Peter Chase, CEO of CIPD, and also Victoria Winkler and Charlotte Cobb, all and also our coordinator, Mr. Aruna. They have been working on this project, and then from here we nominated our director, professional professional and academic affairs director, Mr. J. Veeratunga, on behalf of the CIPM Council and the CIPM, and also representing the Professional and Academic Affairs Committee, which is headed by Dr. Neil, to work on this project from zero up to the completion of this task. And the great contribution done by great and excellent contribution done by all these parties. What I try to say from other side, Peter Chase, Victoria Winkler, and also Charlotte Cope and Aruna and Dr. Aruna and Mr. G. Veeratunga, our director, professional and academic affairs. So what I need to mention that, and in addition to that, my entire team, our CEO, Mr. Chris Robesekar of CIPM Sri Lanka, and also our head of business school, and all the other head of departments and other council members collectively contributed to take up this matter on a fast track. So they did it, and we are signing the agreement today. So as the president of this institute, I'm so happy and excited to see the results of this collaboration. Because what I try to see, our members, they can receive the status of CIPD membership. And then at the same time, if there are any other nationalities in the world, if they want to study, being in Sri Lanka or online, so they can start following this CQHRM, which has been accredited by CIPD. So there are many options now going to open with this collaboration. So this collaboration, as we said, as Dr. Neil mentioned, this is going to be a historical collaboration, and both institutes will be able to work together to achieve the common objectives. And from my side, and also the leaders who is going to take over the CIPM in coming years, and they need to work together with CIPD and ensure that these two brothers are going to capture the global HR market. So that is the dream I have, determining every day when we started this project. So I'm certain that with the signing of this agreement of two institutes will mutually, will have the benefits, as Dr. Neil mentioned that. So both parties will equally will be benefited. That has to be, I have requested the team of CIPM, from today onwards, they have a lot more to do in terms of organizing the operational side to execute the mandates, that what we are going to sign today, what we are going to agree today. The execution and how we going to take this, will be more important than the signing the agreement. Because just signing the agreement and if you're going to keep it for lining on the table without any execution, as a person, I'm not very much happy to see. So I have requested Director Mr. Veeratunga and also Mr. Obesekar and our head of business school, Anushka, and everyone to work towards this agreement and the contents and work with CIPD UK and ensure that the primary objectives are being achieved, within a short time period. So then only one day we can meet either Charlotte and or Peter, or otherwise Victoria, we will be able to see either in Sri Lanka or UK to celebrate the real progress and the success story of this collaboration. So that is where I'm going to count every day. So with that note, I must thank everyone who involved in this process to come to this agreement, and hoping to see near future Peter, Victoria, and Charlotte, and of course Aruna can visit us at any given time. So hoping to see you one day very soon when the world is settled down, with this COVID pandemic situation. Having said that, thank you very much and see you soon.
Thank you very much, sir, for your insightful words. Now it is my honor to invite Miss Victoria Winkler, Director, Professional Development, CIPD UK, to address the gathering.
Good afternoon, everyone. It's a real pleasure to be here today to join you. Interestingly, I was also born in 1976, so I really could be at CIPM. It's a real pleasure that we've got to this today to be signing this really historic agreement. Peter Cheese does send his apologies. He had hoped to join today, but unfortunately he wasn't able to. As has already been alluded to, we've been working towards this agreement for a number of years. I've had the pleasure of meeting some CIPM colleagues back in the UK when they were able to travel to our conferences, and obviously Aruna, I believe, is still here. And hopefully we'll all be able to meet in person soon, as has already been said, when things settle down a little bit. So the CIPD, as has already been said, been going for over 100 years now, started as the Workers' Welfare Union, really since that time been championing the rights of workers and now looking at professional development and HR. And we've been really interested in having conversations with the CIPM over a number of years because we know that you very much share the values that we hold, very much working towards that subscription of professionalism, enhancing the profession as much as possible, ensuring that HR and L&D professionals are having the very best impact that they can have within the workplace. Things were delayed slightly. We did launch our new profession map in November 2018, which for us was a key coming together of a number of years of research and practice to pull together the standards and the qualifications that we really believe can have the best impact in the world of work. Quite quickly after that, we started to work with CIPM to see exactly how your qualifications and your certification programs would stack up against the profession map. And of course, we were always working very much with the same goals, working hand in hand in collaboration, working closely with Aruna. And I must give a shout out to Charlotte, who has been working tirelessly behind the scenes to work through all of the paperwork and ensure that we get to where we need to get to. So it was with real great pleasure that we were able to formally approve the CIPM qualification as a CIPD Approved Center and a CIPD Approved qualification. Obviously, that partnership is a long-standing one. And again, this is very much a continuation of, it's not the start of a relationship. I think we've already a couple of years into that, but it's very much, I think, the next step in a collaborative partnership that will see us, I think, working very closely together to look at globally how we can improve HR standards, how we can ensure that the right people are out there in the workforce, and how we can build that collaboration, connection, learn from each other, really take the best from each relationship, each partnership, and work to see the very best that we can do in each of these situations. So I think that's all I'm going to say. It was a delight to be invited. It was a delight to be involved in the project. Everyone has been absolutely wonderful, supportive, responsive along the way. And we're absolutely thrilled to be able to formally approve you today. So thank you.
Thank you very much, Ms. Winkler, for your wonderful words and your valuable time taken to grace today's occasion with your presence. Here comes the most awaited moment in this historic event. We will now ensue with signing the formal agreement between CIPM Sri Lanka and CIPD UK. And I invite Mr. Jayantha Amarasinghe, President of CIPM Sri Lanka, and Ms. Victoria Winkler, Director of Professional Development, CIPD UK, to the proceedings. So now we will be posing to take a memorial image of the ceremony. Thank you, everyone. And it's official, and I proudly announce that CIPM is now a CIPD Approved Center in Sri Lanka. With that, we have almost come to the very end of the event today. To deliver the vote of thanks to all the dignitaries and guests, let me invite the Chief Executive Officer of CIPM, Mr. U.S. Yobesekara.
Good afternoon to Sri Lankans and good morning to all Britishers who are assembled today from CIPD. Mr. Peter Cheese, Chief Executive Officer, CIPD UK, Mr. Jayantha Amarasinghe, President CIPM Sri Lanka, Mrs. Victoria Winkler, Director Professional Development, CIPD UK, Ms. Charlotte Cope, Lead Center and Student Partnership Officer, CIPD UK, Mr. Ken Vijayakumar, Vice President, Mr. Neil Boghalan, the Chairman, Professional and Academic Affairs, Mr. G. Veeratunga, Director, Professional and Academic Affairs, Council members of CIPM, staff members of CIPM, ladies and gentlemen. I take immense pleasure in proposing the vote of thanks on this momentous occasion where the signing of an agreement between CIPM Sri Lanka and CIPD UK took place with an exchange of a signed agreement between both parties. I must thank the Chartered Institute of Personnel and Development UK, its CEO, Mr. Peter Cheese, Ms. Victoria Winkler, and Ms. Charlotte Cope for their tireless effort in working towards the success of this venture. The process of accrediting the chartered qualification in human resource management of the CIPM Sri Lanka and the Chartered Institute of Personnel Management Sri Lanka as an accredited center of the CIPD UK. This indeed is a momentous occasion, and we at CIPM, from our president down to the council, down to the members, down to the employees, are greatly proud of this momentous occasion. I must thank specially our energetic president, Mr. Jayantha Amarasinghe, for his untiring efforts in driving this process at CIPM, engaging with the council and senior staff continuously to make this accreditation a possibility. His determination and dynamic leadership spurred the team on to reach this momentous occasion. I must also thank the immediate past president, Mr. Dhammika Fernando, for his thoughts on linking with CIPD. I also must thank Mr. Neil Bogalanda, Chairman, Professional and Academic Affairs, for his role in supporting this cause. I thank Mr. G. Veeratunga for his untiring efforts in driving this process with the senior staff of CIPM. He constantly coordinated with the CIPD officials, Mrs. Victoria Winkler and Mrs. Charlotte Cope, and made a strong effort to make it possible to reach this milestone. I also thank the Executive Council of CIPM and the senior staff of CIPM for their role in this entire endeavor. I am certain that this relationship between CIPD UK and CIPM Sri Lanka will be valuable, and it will add value to our students in great measure, and we are certain that our student numbers will also enhance, and undoubtedly it will be very value adding achievement to both CIPM and CIPD, because we are going to work as partners and we are going to see the forward march of our CIPM Institute and the work that we are going to do with CIPD in the future. And I'm sure that our president and his council will work tirelessly the way they have worked towards achieving this momentous occasion. So once again, I thank Mr. Aruna Ranasinghe also for coordinating this event on behalf of CIPM Sri Lanka. He played a major role with Mr. Veeratunga in driving this. And I am delighted to conclude my remarks with this vote of thanks, and I wish all of you a very, very pleasant day. Thank you.
Thank you very much, sir. And today's memorial event has come to an end. So, ladies and gentlemen, this is just the beginning, and I am assured that this partnership will bring trend-setting new opportunities to create value for the global people profession. I thank you all on behalf of CIPM for spending your valuable time on this historic event, and hope you all will have a pleasant evening. Thank you.